One of the main lessons that I've recently learned from Ken McElroy, the guy that I just started working with, was you always, always, always give value first. So I spent the whole day with him on Wednesday, and he was on the phone quite a bit. Every single time he picked up the phone, one of the first questions he asked is, "So, what can I do for you? What can I do that will make this progress go a lot quicker?" And this was anybody. This was his ASU wrestling coach. He was like, "Well, I need funding." Done. No matter what it was, he would always make sure. He said, what do you need done? I will make sure it gets handled." And what is that overarching lesson? You give first. And what is business? What is the reward of business? It's the money. But what does that come from? It really stems from helping other people. If you help people, they buy your product, they share your product, more people want it. And if those people get help, then your business is going to become more and more successful. Help can come in many different manners. Kenny is making other people money by managing a real estate syndication. And if he makes someone money, they want to invest in the next deal, and then they want to tell their friends, and then they all invest in the deal. And what does that do? That builds everybody's wealth over the long term. And that's what Kenny's done. He gets a lot of money if he can return the money to the investors with a lot of interest. If he can return the money with a high rate of return to his investors. That's really what business is how many people can you help and to what degree? That's as simple as that. And so when you understand what it is, the monetary goal as to how you get there, it's by helping people in one way or another. Seeing what Kenny does on a day-to-day basis makes so much sense. He's so gracious with his time, resources, attention, pretty much everything. Anytime someone asks him something, or he's on the phone with someone, he wants to see what he can do for them instantly. And then he gets it done. It's just small things like that really make him one of the most liked people on the planet Earth. And that's why he has such a good reputation. It's amazing how someone in that position is so gracious with their time and resources. It was really inspiring to see, because I think a lot of people picture these literal billionaires just being Scrooge, just counting their money alone every single day, or Ken couldn't be further from that reality. And every single massive business owner that I've met that have made the money on their own, Ken wasn't rich. He was poor growing up. And that's how pretty much every single person that I've met is. They are very gracious. And I think that's a huge misconception that people have, that they're these super greedy bastards that just want to make everything. It's really they help the most amount of people. That's the raw reality of why these people got so rich. You don't get that rich by being greedy. You have to help an extraordinarily amount of people in an extraordinarily way, or nobody's going to buy your product or service. In about an hour, I'm going to be going to a meeting with, I'm not going to say his name, even though I probably could. His specialization is taking companies that are pretty small to $4 to $5 million per year. Because after that, you have to start hiring a CIO, all these Cs, and then all these managerial roles and stuff. So he's a really good specialty of growing companies to about $4 to $5 million. And he's super excited. He asked if I would get lunch today. He said if I helped him with some stuff, then he would help me grow to $4 to $5 million per year. At least that's what he said. I don't know what the game plan would be. I honestly don't know anything. He said, we'll talk today. So that's going to be a very useful meeting for me. If you can tell, I look like a freaking crackhead, tired of shit. You can always rest. But in opportunities like this, that they're so rare and so incredible. I kind of wish I was making this video later, but I'm getting dinner with a buddy of mine tonight, and I don't know what time I'll be home, so I probably won't be able to do this, but I know I'm going to learn some incredible things. Maybe that's what I'll talk about tomorrow. But if this guy really does help me grow to, $4 to $5 million per year, that would be astounding. That would be astounding, because I know what I need to do. I need a scale. That's what you need to do. But that's obviously there is a skill and education gap for me as to where I am to where I want to be. And hopefully I can learn something, or with this guy's a little bit of guidance, I'll have a much better understanding of how to actually scale and how to appropriately hire people, what you're looking for, what tasks they actually need to be in. But if I can do that, I mean, I'll share absolutely everything I learned. Another reason why I make these videos is because I'm in such a fortunate position. I mean, most people are not going to be able to hang around with these massive business owners that I am. I mean, just 2 days ago, if you saw that video with the founder of LifeLock who sold it for $2.5 billion, I got to have a few hour discussion with him. I mean, that is such a ridiculous, fortunate position that I'm in. I just feel obligated from a deep personal level to say every single thing that I'm learning and every single thing that I'm doing, because there's so much luck that's involved. So hopefully if I can share the messages, then that will at least make more businesses spur up in the future, because that's what society needs: more businesses, more people trying to further and progress society as a whole. And obviously a stupid video like this isn't going to convince someone to start a business, but for some very small detail can really take your business to the next level. For example, I was at Eric Sue's event in the summertime at some point, and 1 week after his event, I doubled my income because a very small thing that I learned. All I learned was, when you have these large social medias, something that you can do to funnel into a product was do a free webinar and then write a good sales page and have a good funnel sequence. That was pretty much just get them onto the email list, get them onto the free webinar, from the free webinar, pitch them. And because they are off the platform that they were on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and they go to let's say a webinar type of situation where they are in the mindset to learn, the conversion rate to actual paid products is very, very high, just for a small psychological shift. And that was exactly what I did. I learned that at the conference, applied it, and it doubled my income. But that's a very, very small thing that I learned. That's not a big deal. If you don't have anything going for you, then that doesn't help you. But if you are working with a lot of people and then you try something like that, then that really can work. So small tips like that I've learned are really what progress me the most now. It's not the overarching message. It's really the small details that have moved the needle recently for me. Anyway, I got to get ready for this meeting. Got to hopefully not look like as much of a crackhead, but